Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys is doing absolutely great. Today, I want to share with you how to make this.
Flyer design.
Before jumping into this, let's check the intro.
Diko graphic skills with creativity.
Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when we post new videos.
So without wasting much of our time, guys, let's dive into today's tutorial. Yeah, welcome back, guys. So right now, as I said, I'm going to show you how to make a professional flyer on your Android smartphone using your Pixellab. Uh, at least we have a lot of things to learn here, and I just try at least to come up with something by ransacking my brain with some of the idea I gathered online and by watching some of the flyers. So I just look at it that at least smartphone can still do something like this, because it was actually done with a Photoshop. So I think we can achieve this. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive into this. So the first thing is to select our background color. So the background color I'm going to use is this, and you can copy the color code. So the first color code you will type is FF6103. FF6103. Just type it here. Type it around here. Then automatically you will copy this color. Then the second one at the middle is let's check. That is the second one is FF8001. FF8001. Then when you type it, then you'll be able to get this particular color. So after getting it this way, then the next thing is to move on with other thing. I have this thing being this is was done here behind the screen, which you can actually do it. Then I'm going to show you how I make this 9. So I type the 9, then I went to my font selection, then I choose Futura STD extra bold oblique. That is the font I use. This one I'm clicking. Then after selecting it, I increase the size, as you can see. So this is just it. This is what I did. So when I keep it, just for me to be able to show you how it was done. So now that I have this and it has been actually saved, then the next thing I'm going to do is to move it a bit. Then I'm going to merge it together. Sorry, I'm going to reselect another shape, then give it the background color. So after giving it background color, I will use my relative position, then scroll it down, move it down, so that I will be able to merge the two together. After merging, I'm going to cut it out. So after cutting it out, I don't need to use any where under erase color, I don't need to use any tolerance. Just go back to your color and you are reapply the color automatically to disappear. So right now, change the color of the background to see. You see it as it's plumb. Everything really work. And the next thing is how to change the color of the middle, because everything should be removed. Everything should be removed. So now I'm going to merge something together with it to turn it to image. So that one I will go to eraser, then click on this cutout, click 0. Then I will reduce the size, position it to the center, then I cut it out. So after cutting it out, you can actually see how it looks. Now I'm going to my gallery, reselect this particular shape. So I will give it a color for me to be able to see it clearly. So after seeing it clearly, the next thing I'm going to do, so after having it here, after having it like this, I will go back to color and turn it off. So I will go to the color, give it a color, then turn it off like this. So it won't work. So the next thing that we are going to do is to make something with it. Then we give it a color, and we are the one that is going to neutralize the color again. So we go to the color, we'll go to the color, give it a color, neutralize the color again. So we look at it whether it will work. It should be able to work. So if it doesn't work, we reduce our opacity. So after reducing the opacity, we go to stroke. We apply stroke. We'll go to shadow. Let's say let's reselect from fresh. So after reselect, what we're going to do is to just go to the stroke, apply stroke automatically. So give it something like 5. After applying the stroke, then we go to the color. Let's check the opacity. Opacity will raise the whole thing. But let's go to the color. Let's go to the color. We have to merge something together with it, exactly like this. Then we go to opacity. Let's see. Go to the color again. Apply the color. So if it doesn't work, what we're going to do is this. We are going to go to our text. I think that is how I do it. It has actually escaped my mind. I reform another one here. So with the way I show you the other time, so we are going there. Then go to padding. Remove the padding for all the line to show. So after showing, the next thing we are going to do is to crop and is to rotate and make it fitting. So we are going to make sure that it align, and you can actually see this is where I got them. So let's reduce the opacity to see whether it's not even go beyond. So it doesn't. So we can apply the stroke now, which is 4. Then we go to our color. Then we forget the color. Then you can see now that everything is actually plumb. So we go back to our stroke. We increase the stroke. You can see. Then we are going to reduce. We are going to reduce the size a bit. So we can go to the color. Sorry, we'll go to the shadow. That is where we select it. Then we reapply. We just make sure that it actually show. But for us to be able to tap the real color, we go and bring this. Then we tap on it. Go to our stroke and just use your color picker. Tap the color from here. Use the zoom. You can zoom it out. Then you can tap the color from here. Let it be so closer somehow, so you can see. So let's see how it look now. It's not really okay, so we tap. Let's see this one. Is it okay? This actually plumb too. Let's look at the opacity. Do we do anything that affects this? Yes, we did it. No wonder that is not really showing. So now that we have it and it's very obvious, so with no cause for alarm, we just need to set it properly to make sure that it will really align. Then the rest are so simple. Just to make sure that it form. Then what we are going to do next, we are going to merge. We merge an empty text like this together with this 9 that we selected last. So after that, we go to our eraser as usual. Then we use cut out to cut it. You understand? So let's back. So I'm only interested at the middle. Then I've cut it out. So actually, if you look at it now, you can see that everything is actually plumb. So now lock everything, excluding the vehicle. So we are bringing the vehicle come to the middle. Let's bring the vehicle to the middle, so you can see. So now after bringing the vehicle to the module, what we're going to do next, so it's okay like this. We can centralize it. So now we are going to remove the opacity for us to know where to cut. So after removing the opacity, we are going to our mask, enable the mask, click the movement arrow, click the reduction by reducing like this, then click OK. Since you tap on the movement, you'll be able to move it. Just centralize this at this junction, then tap on the bezier action. So after that, you move it exactly like this, just to move it to cut it out. And what we're going to do there are so simple. So you have to do a neat job here, because you see the two leg shouldn't come out. So you have to clean that part together with this area if possible, since your target is so you can see, so we just want to make it look real, that it's coming out from that. So the rest we just enter. So now we've done that, we click OK. So let's enable the opacity. After enable the opacity, copy, then we go back to our mask. Since we cut it in, we are cutting it out now to make it uniform. So after that, we set it before we send it back. So you can use your position arrow to send to adjust. So you have to be very careful at this junction, because any little mistake will spoil the whole design. To make sure that the mouth really rhyme and there's no traces. If possible, click on the zoom, then that one will give you an avenue to see clearly what you are actually doing. You understand? So you can see that there is an issue around this particular area, which needs to, the thing is sleeping on each other. So you need to set it well on one bit. So actually everything is somehow plumb now. I think there's no any traces. So now that we don't have any traces, you zoom it back, then we have this. After zoom everything back, but I'm still concerned about something, so I have to click on back, because you need to click on back. So now we move it away from here. We have to move it away from here. It shouldn't touch. So now that we've done that, then we can now go and use our bezier now, our mask. So you repeat the same process by rotating, sorry, then reduce. So we can rotate back. Then we move to this particular area. So after moving, click on basic action, then you will repeat the same thing that we did the other time. Sorry. So just to make sure that everything should look real. So now it's very fast. Let's copy. After copy, we'll go to our mask, out. After that, let's go and increase our opacity back for us to be able to see both the first and the second one. So after that, we have to make it look real again by adjusting. So we need to adjust well, very good. So tap on the zoom for you to see. So it will remain small. It will remain small. So remain small. So and there shouldn't be any traces on whatsoever. So now we have everything being plumb. So everything actually ran. So now the next thing that we're going to do after making it look this way, I think we need to adjust it even from this side. So we need to zoom out. That is where the error is. So we're adjusting from this angle. You can see we're adjusting from this angle. That is where the error is. So let's zoom in so that we can do the justice to that side too. So now we have it, then move away from the edge, and it could be come close to it a little bit. So now that we have that, we have to click on the tap on the first one again, then we adjust. So this adjustment will now enable us to fit it, to make it fit in. So we can zoom out now that we've placed it properly. There is still a line joining. So this is actually cool. So we can zoom in again. So now that we zoom in, then it will be we can now click on this second one, which are the top. So after clicking on it, then you click on send back. Then you can see you send it to the back. You can actually see it. You send it to the back. Very good. So now that we have it that way, we can still do a kind of adjustment if we really want. So by making this one big a bit, or sorry, by moving this one out a bit. So now that we move it out, we can be able to move this one out too. So we move it out. So you can zoom out to check, and it's actually cool. So now we don't have any issue with that. So now we can forge ahead. So but one thing is this particular shape, we need to change the color to make it obvious. So as you can see, we change that color, then we move it a bit, which is very cool like this. So now we can lock everything. We lock everything. Then the next action to do is to go and import other things to make it look real. So I'm going directly to my gallery by bringing this, so which require the uses of mask as well. So after bringing it, you look at the area where you want to have it cut. So we click on the mask, repeat the same process by reducing the size, click on it and drag it to where you want to have it cut, as you can see. So after that, but it has to be somehow obvious. So we click OK. So now we tap on it. Let's just look at it whether, or let me back with it, then so that we can reduce a bit. Let me reduce it a bit, then it will be here, as you can see. Even the chair and everything can still be showing, you can see. So we have the two chair, so it can still be showing because it will later go to the back. So let's have it that way. Then we go to our mask now. After reposition, reduce, click OK, then move it to that side. You move it, click OK. So now that we have that, you copy, go back to the mask. Since we cut it in, we are cutting it out now. So everything is actually plumb because you have to center it. So at the end of the centralization, you now need to send it back. Now after sending it back, don't overlook, just zoom out. After zoom out, then you check properly. So when you look at it, it will be very difficult to know that it is not coming out from that angle. So now we achieve the second goal. We are going to this third goal by bringing this cloud. So position the cloud around there. You have to take care you have to be careful at this junction before you bring this. So now that we have it that way, we send it to the back. Sorry, this should be locked so that it won't be moving. We send it to the back of the vehicle, nothing again. So you can see. So we send it to the back of the vehicle. So after sending it, we have to move it up a bit or increase the size to make it look real, because it shouldn't be going more than this edge. So now we have it. Okay, good, good. Because it starts to even come under this line. Good. So let's do a kind of adjustment. So good, this is okay. Then the last but not the least achievement, we are going to bring this and the other one at later on. So we are bringing this. So you have to crop it and reposition here. So to make it or let it be small a bit. So we are going to apply shadow to this to make it look real. So bringing this down, you can see. So position it here. Very good. Now we are very closer to the end of the show. So let's apply shadow. Bring this one down. Go to the color bucket and reduce. We are applying the same thing. After locking, we tap this bed. We are applying the same thing. Let your blur radius to be 2, offset y to be 2, reduce the color bucket to nearly 0. Then that one we offset y, let it be 3 because it will come down. So that one we give it an avenue to make it look like it actually sat on the vehicle. So now that we've make everything succeeded, then the next thing that we are going to do, we go to this shape, reduce, then let your stroke be like this. After that, for it to be bigger, you are going to do something like this. Then after removing it, you understand what I did. Or let me delete. This is Zeko. Reduce the opacity, enable the stroke to make it more big. Don't zoom it out here, close it, then you zoom it out. You understand? You zoom it out. And if you want it to be more bigger, you understand, let it small from here. Reduce the opacity, increase the stroke, then close from here. Can you see it's actually big? So if you want it to be too big, so we have this. But what I even wanted shouldn't be up to this. You understand? So now let's make it big. So good. So now the next thing we are going to do is to make sure that this actually even come from here. So we have it come from here. So let have it come from here. So we have something of this nature which cover even the tire. Now what we're going to do is to reduce the opacity to make it lay at that ground. So let's say 13 or 10. 10 is even okay. Send it to the back. Let's send it to the back. As you can see, then you move it to stay on top of so you can see I've even spoiled this should be here, right? I think I'm right. So now you can see what I did. Very good. So now you can have everything being saved. You can save the whole scenario. So now we have everything being saved. Let's put our write-up. So we have the font. Let's say we have the font in let's say the font the white, the joy. So you can see just to fix some right up there. So let's say we have this. So I'm going to make it like this. Then I'm going to my shape. Then I'm going to use Let's check some of the shape I have here. So we have the wide, um, so let's use this. So we have the wide, and that should be around here. So we give it a color white. So we're almost done. We give it color white. So we have the white, the wide. Then we have another right up there, which is the wide, uh, define, the wide unlimited font. Unlimited font. So to maintain the hierarchy principle, we have to make the white to be larger, then unlimited font to be smaller. Then we position the two around this place, adjust it manually. Then you can see the white unlimited font. So now the next thing we are going to do, we are going to type every truck. So we have every. So we go to our font and we have, let's look at this, every truck. So we have this being positioned here, as you can see. So we give it a color white. So now we are copy. After copy it, we'll go to color. Then we neutralize the color by turn on this color to neutral. So we go to the stroke and apply a stroke, give it something like 2. Then we are going to increase it a little bit. We increase a little bit, so that one will not so let's increase. Very good. So now we have this, and we can increase a bit. After increase, we adjust. So we have this, or we let's make it uniform. So we don't need to do that. So now we have to apply a color to this. So then the color will be the color that we give this particular circle before. So we have a color to choose. So good. Since we give it, we are going to still neutralize this mistake. So after neutralize, we're supposed to come here and apply that color. Then we reduce the stroke, maybe to something like 1, something like 1, which is actually okay. So the next thing that we're going to do after applying this, because this is how it should be, then we reduce the stroke to 1 again. So after that, we increase this, then position it to the center. So let's check the size. Hope I'm not taking much time. So we have 57, and this one should be 55. So let's see whether it can actually work or do. So it should work. I'm thinking of giving a black color. I think, sorry, that's the mistake. I'm supposed to come to stroke. So we'll come to stroke and give black color. So 2. I think that should be okay. Then we copy and type truck. Every truck. And then you can see. So after typing that, we are going to make it big. Then we copy the second one. We type truck again. So what is the size? This is 82. So let's reduce it small. Since it is 82, let's reduce it. So to 70. So this should be 70 as well. 72. So let's position them. We are giving this color. So we are moving it back, which is good now. So as you can see, we are able to make this one happen, and this is our issue it's supposed to look. So right now we have a truck. Let's click on truck and truck, then we can adjust it. You can adjust truck and truck, clicking on this and then click on movement arrow. So that one can give us avenue to adjust the truck and truck. So very good, and I believe it's very okay the way it is. So that is that about you can just make, and the logic behind this. I believe we all learned something. So to round everything up, just to go to download area, click on this, then as our background. So we are still going there, tap on this, then increase the size and bring it around here, or let it be somehow small. Let it be somehow small. Then just position it here and send it to the back. So after sending it to the back, you can go to color filter those color, filter it to make it not look rhyme and look more professional. So after that, go to opacity and reduce the opacity. So then the work is done. Thanks for watching. I believe we all learned something today. May God bless us all. Have everything been saved here?